What is going on, Movie Meals? We are here to talk about an asteroid.
Nope.
Ed Asner.
Nope.
An apostrophe.
No.
Why was that one the one?
I don't know. That was the farthest from what I thought you were going to say.
We're here to talk about Ad Astra. I actually, after we saw this film, looked up what Ad Astra means.
To the stars.
I did not know that until
it said
I looked
so in
that
the
up.
beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's the quote at the beginning, and
I don't
to the
remember
stars
that. Well,
fades to
I didn't. I remember the words. I don't remember what they said. So that's
and
neato.
that apostrophe.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about an asteroid. So, Kyle, what did you think of an asteroid?
I liked it. I liked this one quite a bit. I kind of had a hard time figuring out what type of movie this was trying to be. Like, is it trying to be thought-provoking space opera type movie? Is it trying to be a blockbuster with space pirates? The trailers were not all over the place, but they were showing a mixture of both, and that's really what this is a mixture of both. Despite it being a very thought-provoking story that has you really listen and watch how Brad Pitt's character reacts and what type of person he is a lot of that, but there's also some entertainment involved in this that I think a lot of audiences can enjoy. Like, it has a mixture of both words to where it's innovative and thought-provoking when you're watching this main character go on his journey to the stars, pretty much, but it's still entertaining enough to where I think lots of people can find some enjoyment out of it. And Brad Pitt is making a renaissance right now. He's coming back. Like, he did a great job in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and now he does a really great job here in Ad Astra. He pretty much has to carry the whole movie. It's mostly just everything about him, but you're just so into his character, and you wanting to know so much about him and his life and what he's thinking when he's going through his journey, that is just so great to watch him in action doing that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the film. You're right, it's Brad Pitt's movie. He carries it. All the supporting cast they advertise is not really in the film very much.
Right. Yeah.
And, you know, it's being deemed this sci-fi film, but to be honest, it's not super sci-fi. There are sci-fi elements. It does take place in a future, but it's a future that honestly is
realistic.
Very realistic, even though we're talking about, going to Jupiter and we're talking about Mars and the moon and all this stuff, but there are things where it's like, I think this is where we're trending as a society.
Oh, it definitely
and
is. Yeah.
I like that. Brad does a great job throughout the film. His performance is very subtle, it's very quiet, it's very nuanced, and I really like that.
Kind of like Ryan Gosling in First Man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that type of performance.
Yeah, where Ryan, though, is playing a real-life person,
right.
And that's kind of who Neil was as a person. Yeah. This is probably, based off of, a Neil Armstrong, and he took he learned from that, but it really is great. It's breathtaking. The space is really breathtaking to look at, and it's a good movie. It's not as much. Well, I guess we'll get to that in the negatives. But yeah, I like the film a lot. So, Kyle, what are your negatives of Ad Astra or an asteroid or an?
I think the biggest negative for a lot of people is that it's very long movie, but it's supposed to be a long movie. It's supposed to take its time in telling this really deep story that it's trying to tell. But I don't think some audiences are going to like that. I don't think audiences don't mind a long movie, but they don't like a long-paced movie. And while I think it's warranted for this movie to be long-paced, I do think that some people are going to find this a bit annoying and they're not going to like the movie as much. And that's probably like the biggest critique that I'll have about it. But everything else about this movie, from the special effects to the performances, I thought was very well done and well earned, and I think it was all just very well accomplished, I thought.
Yeah, it is long. Do not take your children to see this movie. I don't really get why.
Yeah,
we had a bunch of kids in our theater and a matinee on Saturday or Friday.
There were space pirates. That would be fun.
It just, I was like, this is just not a kids movie. It's not super violent or anything, but it just, I don't know. Kids were just annoying in the theater, but I love kids. Bored. I'm a teacher. I love kids, but Come on, what are you doing? It is long. The supporting cast doesn't have much to do. And I liked it. It's not as much of a thinker as I heard it was supposed to be. I heard it was supposed to have this ending with this, you're supposed to leave and wonder what you saw kind of thing, and it really doesn't. It wrapped up pretty well for me.
It makes me think about the main character's journey, but it didn't make me question much towards the end of the movie. Like, I got the ending. So that part was a bit weird to me hearing that.
Little fast paced. It's just we're here. You just move on to the next thing for me. But overall, I did like the film. I enjoyed it. So yeah, any other thoughts?
No, I say this is a very solid space opera.
Then guys, what did you think? Please comment below. Let us know. Remember to like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.